38 started out looking like Nome would see another Mushers lead dog race with Roses on Front Street. Jeff King grabbed the lead early, racing ahead of the pack.
I don't understand why they do this. I'm glad they do it, though.
And discouraging his competition. From there, the race was on. King hurled what Mackey felt to be an inappropriate comment his way and left Ruby with more than an hour lead. Whatever was said as King pulled out of Ruby was enough to springboard the defending champion into another gear. Point taken, Sir Lance Allott is about to become a member of the Quad Squad.
Welcome to Nome, downtown Nome. We're on Front Street, which is the official finish line of Iditarod 38. John Carpenter along with Bruce Lee, and we're getting ready for yet another Lance Mackey race victory, which is kind of one of those things leaving the other mushers saying, hey, can't somebody else win this race?
Yeah, well, he seems to have been a real dominant point, and we're seeing history no one's ever won 4 in a row.
4 in a row, that's the key point. And back in Ruby, you and I probably didn't think that was going to happen.
There were points in the race where his team seemed to kind of be down cycling. Jeff was so dominant. These teams have rolled back and forth. We've watched them, followed them down the trail. It's been an incredible fist fight between these guys, as far as the competition has been. All those top teams just not letting up.
And it's one of those things that, Mackey made a Mackey move. Like he did last year, the big run. He made the big run from Tecate to Iditarod. This year, he made the big run from Nulato all the way to Unalakleet. Who'd have thought he pulled that one off again?
Yeah, it's something he's known to do, but this was a really big Mackey move.
This is a huge one. Yeah, let's go to Kevin Wells, who's been following the race and is currently tracking with the leader. Kevin.
Nice. All right. All right, Rebs. All right, there you go. Thank you. All right. Come on, girl. There you go.
That's Lance Mackey's voice you're hearing, not Kevin Wells. Lance has been mic'd up and stuff and getting congratulations and kind of doing a little play-by-play ever since we put the microphone on him.
Lance...
yeah, so... I was asked repeatedly before this race if I could win the Iditarod without my superstar leader, Larry. And, well, I guess I can. I miss him dearly. But I do know that he's going to guide Newton in here in a day or two, and that's just as rewarding as seeing him in my team. So he's dearly missed. Thank you.
That's Lance Mackey stuff. Congratulations from the crowd.
But at the speed I'm going today, I don't think I could have outran him. And he'd certainly be proud of the accomplishment this team and all his siblings put out again. Nice to be here.
All right, Lance Mackey stopping and talking with the crowd. Now, people have noticed at home there's a sled in his sled is some antlers there, caribou antlers, and he picked that up along the way, just picking up some souvenirs.
Yeah, it's a little race memorabilia for him, and he's like that. If he says something he thinks will be fun, he'll stop and do it. Talk to people, pick up antlers.
Whatever. Hey, talking about fun, Jason Lamb has been covering this race for the very first time. Jason, how do you hold it up?
It is my first time covering this race, and I think it was about this time last week when I perhaps infamously said, boy, it's cold out. Well, the temperature was above 0, and I haven't heard the end of it since then. I have a new appreciation for cold, but aside from the weather, the communities that we've been in are just absolutely fantastic, really coming together, volunteers from all over the place helping make this race run, and we'll have a little bit more of that impact in these small towns coming up later on, but we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Jason. Also part of our crew today, as always, is Greg Heisner. Greg Heisner, are you in the pit there?
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing great. Well, it's the Iditarod, right?
Absolutely.
And it's we're almost at the end of another one, and it's going to be difficult for a few days because a lot of our team have not slept in a few days, but to assess the importance of this race, the 38th Iditarod. But I think in time we're going to find out that this is one of the great races. When you look at the historical importance of this thing, with Jeff King announcing his retirement before the race, vying for his 5th Iditarod Championship, and then, of course, Lance Mackey trying to become the first in history to win 4 consecutive. This has been a great race, a lot of great stories within it, and I can't wait to watch it unfold here today.
All right, and that's exactly what we'll do. But first, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more from the finish of Iditarod 38. Stay with us.
Live coverage of the finish of Iditarod 38 is brought to you by GCI. Nobody connects more of Alaska than GCI. Anchorage Chrysler Dodge, principal partner of the Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race. ExxonMobil, taking on the world's toughest energy challenges.
And welcome to Front Street Nome, where we're awaiting Lance Mackey. He's about 2 miles out at last check. He's about to win his 4th straight record, 4th straight Iditarod title, and somebody who's been crucial to him in that drive is his wife, and I think Jason Lamb is in the chute with her.
Yeah, hi, Carp. We're with Tanya Mackey right now. Tanya, you mentioned how great this weather is. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
This is Lance Mackey's going to be his 4th victory here, 4th straight victory. What is this moment like for you right now?
I'm excited for him. He worked hard for this.
Did you ever think your husband would be the one to pull this off? This is an amazing feat, and he's just minutes away from crossing the finish line here. Did you think that your husband would be the one to pull this off?
Yep, never doubted it.
Okay, I got to ask you this. Looking at the GPS throughout the course of the race, online, was there ever a point that you were looking at it and said, yep, he's going to win it right now?
Well, it sounds kind of cocky, but it's your husband, so of course you think he's going to win.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else you wanted to let everybody know out here?
Nope, he just worked hard for it, so.
Great. Absolutely. Thanks very much. Back to you, Carp.
All right, thank you, Jason. And as we look at Lance, now we're looking at us. Not as pretty as Lance. This is Bruce Lee and myself. You know, Lance did work hard for this one, and that big run from Nulato to Unalakleet was the big effort.
Yeah, all the front pack, all of those teams worked hard, and I think that's one of the things that Lance will find rewarding about this win. He didn't just win the race, he beat the best teams in the world, and they all deserve credit. You know, I've said the whole way along, a great warrior deserves great opponents, and they all had that here.
Absolutely, and Hans Gott appears he'll finish 2nd, Jeff King 3rd, and really those are some 3 very excellent sled dog teams.
Yeah, past our closest past Iditarod champions, current Yukon Quest champion, and everybody should be proud of their efforts of what they did out there. You know, these guys, they were not only competing hard. It was cold out there. You know, you hear the weather around the state, and, you know, it was cold, you know, 25, 30 below, but in most of these checkpoints, it was 40 below and colder, and, you know, they're not eating well, they tend to get dehydrated, but these guys just kept focused on the game.
And we were talking about it. It seems like one thing that Lance Mackey has, and has had in the past years, he's a very positive person, and that affects the dogs. I mean, the dogs know when something's not going right. The dogs know when things are going right. With Lance, he kind of had a little bit of a funk on, but he broke out of that on the river.
Thanks to all those people in high.
Yeah, he did, but he overcame that, and he's known for doing that. And when he made that move to go to Caltag,
and I can see some of these villages
positive about it.
To see.
All right, in the chute, waiting for his son to win his 4th straight Iditarod title is 1978 Iditarod champ Dick Mackey. He's with Greg Heister.
Thanks, John. Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Mackey, the 1978 champion of the Iditarod sled dog race. And Dick, you're one of the originals. You helped get this event going back in 1973. And I wonder, as you sit here now, as your son a few years ago became the first to win the Quest and the Iditarod in the same year, he did it again, and now 4 consecutive Iditarod sled dog races, you have to be overwhelmed today.
Yes, I am. You know, I'm just awed by it. I used to think I was a tough guy. And I was talking to Lance's older brother, Rick, about that, and the 2 of us together, we're not near as tough as he is. He's the toughest guy I ever knew.
And from a historical standpoint, Dick, we're watching history being made here today. You've been around for all of it. Whether he's your son or not, we're watching one of the great feats in the history and possibly forever in the Iditarod sled dog race here today.
Well, yeah, I don't believe this 4 repeat will ever be repeated. And everybody that I've talked to that knowledgeable mushers, they agree. And people like yourself, you just said, yeah, I don't think it'll ever be repeated either. Yeah.
Give us some insight, Dick. And we've talked over the years. We know he's a cancer survivor. We know everything that came along with that, the near-death experience. And I know a lot of people attribute his great desire to win this race to that. But give us some more insight on what makes Lance Mackey tick. What gets him here first 4 years in a row?
He's highly competitive, and you know, he likes to get the best out of his dogs that anyone possibly could. The thing that this 4 repeat now, Susan Butcher did it 3 times and tried for a 4th without Granite, her leader. Doug Swingley did it 3 times and tried for 4th without Pepe for a leader. And the thing of it is, Lance had Larry for 3 years, and now, lo and behold, he's managed to have leaders that can still do it. So he's got a good dog breeding, and you know, I don't think anybody trains him any better than he does.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the legends of Iditarod himself, Dick Mackey. Carp, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Craig Heister, and Dick talking about a couple things that we'll expand on in a few minutes. But first I want to say, you know, this has been a great experience from start to finish, and our photographers out on the trail have captured that. We'd like to bring some of those sights and sounds of the race to you right now. Apparently, we're not going to see it right now, but maybe in a second. Okay, now they're telling me right now.
Mr. Seeley, hello.
Alaska. It'll be wild out there, you know.
We're almost there, guys.
And welcome back to our Channel 2's coverage of the finish of Iditarod 38. You're looking at Lance Mackey as he is still cruising along the sea ice. He's less than a mile away, we understand. He'll be here shortly. And this is quite the accomplishment. His dad was talking about this, and that he gets the most out of his dogs. And I think that's the key over the last 4 years. There have been better teams, I think, with better athletic dogs, but no one's got the most out of their dogs like Lance has.
Yeah, but this is an incredibly athletic team. It's amazed us all. You know, there's a few of us in different crews that have followed every mile of this event. been right there in the checkpoint, seen what they go through, with cold hands and dealing with their dogs, and he is a real master of getting the maximum out of them, but they seem to give it pretty willingly.
Absolutely, and another thing Dick touched on was the fact that he's racing without Zorro, without Larry, and racing just as well as he has in the past. That is something we've not seen in the Iditarod before. There's been a noticeable drop-off when the big lead dogs, when Granite, when Andy, when they drop, when they fade away, those mushers get kind of lost their edge.
Yeah, and that was something that, Iditarod's a work in progress as far as learning how to run the dogs on the trail and these patterns that occur, and that is one. He's gone on with different dogs and still a champion.
All right, let's go to Jason Lamb, who has the mayor of Nome with him in the finish chute.
That's right, Carp, but we were talking earlier about the impact of the race on the small communities throughout the Iditarod Trail. Joining us now is the mayor of Nome, Denise Michaels. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Beautiful day. Yeah.
Can you talk to us about the impact of this race on the city of Nome?
Well, first of all, we're celebrating the diphtheria and the serum run that happened. So that's one historic event for us, but the impact that all the visitors and all the fans that come during the month of March, it really is a big boost for our economy. Our small businesses during the slow time of the year, there's 800 to 1,000 people that come for this. We thank you. And so it also, for our city sales tax, we see a big boost in our coffers also. So that's kind of the purpose of why we had bumped up our donation to the Iditarod to $50,000 this year.
I wanted to talk to you about that. You did decide to bump up that contribution to $50,000. When did you decide that was the right thing to do?
Actually, it was the council members a couple weeks before the start of the Iditarod, realizing that they needed a little help financially, and we're invested in this event. It benefits Nome, it benefits the state, and so I think they made a really conscious decision to be able to donate this year.
Absolutely. Mayor Denise Michaels, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Carp.
Thank you very much, Jason. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we should see Lance on the street. Stay with us.
Come on now.
Where we are waiting Lance Mackey. He should be on Front Street here shortly. Lance pulling off a feat that no other Iditarod musher has won, and we heard his dad talk about it. We heard Greg talk about it. You've talked about it briefly. It is quite the feat. This is something like winning 4 Super Bowls. It just doesn't happen.
Right, and especially with this level of competition. I mean, there's been a lot of great Iditarods, a lot of great stories, but this level of competition that he dealt with is on a whole nother magnitude. Some of the best Iditarod teams ever all gathered. And like I said, there's always been great Iditarods, but this one was highly competitive, and I'm just glad they're getting a warm day instead of 40 below for us as well as them.
And this is really, in all the years that I've been doing Iditarod finishes, this is perhaps the nicest day I can recall. We've had sunshine, but it's usually, pretty cool when you have the sunshine, and it's got to be 15, 20 degrees out here. So Lance is getting a break, so are the other guys. Hans and Jeff are coming up behind him, and I guess anybody else on the coast right now. This is a great day.
Yeah, it is. They were tired of cold. Their hands dealing with feeding dogs and putting on booties and dealing with frozen zippers, and you watch these guys just in that tired stupor deal with all of that. And a lot of people go, how do they even focus, let alone deal with all the little details of caring for their dogs at those extreme temperatures? But that's why they're great athletes.
It makes you a retired musher when you come back and run the race yourself?
I was thinking not.
Just thought I'd poke and see. I just wanted to check out there. It is quite the feat. We're waiting for Lance Mackey to come up on the street. Lance, as we've been listening to him off air, talking to his dogs, he stopped just briefly off the ice and was, talking to the dogs and talking to all of them, going petting them and, giving them kudos. That's really a neat thing to hear, a neat thing to see. It's here's the champion congratulating the champions.
Yeah, they are. This isn't a human race. I mean, they have to be the support team, but it is a dog race. And these are great athletes, and you have to believe in them and believe in yourself. I don't care if it's the Olympics when you go to ski down that slope. You got to have positive belief in yourself and what you're attempting, and that's something Lance has never lacked, at least as far as he was never afraid to attempt.
And one thing I think that people at home don't really realize is Lance isn't in the best of physical condition. He's been hurting out here the last couple races, and particularly this race. And for him to have such a positive, you know, feel and a positive attitude as he comes down, and granted you're in first place, but you're in first place because you've been working at it. It takes a toll on him. But to see him in that physical condition accomplish what he's done, that makes me admire him even more.
Yeah, I agree totally, and it just shows the depth of which a person can reach any goal in life, and Iditarod's a part of that. So looks like he's coming up, getting close to Front Street right now, I hear.
There we go. G, G, G. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, G. All right, all right. Oh. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, okay, okay. All right. All right. All right.
My name is Jason.
Hi.
It's unbelievable.
I'm impressed. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thanks, guys. Hey, Dempsey. All right. Hey, Rev, get up there. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. There you go. Nice. Nice. You guys are awesome. Hey, I can't stay behind this truck. All right. What's going on? Oh, thank you. Hey, hey, look out. What's up? Come on, up. Get up. Straight up. All right. All right. Did not have a truck roadblock. All right. All right. All right, all right. Hey, get up. Get up. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. All right. All right. Straight ahead. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. All right. All right. All right. All right, Rev. All right. All right, man. Maple. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yep. 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 All right, Rev. All right, Rev. All right, Rev. All right, Rev.
Lance Mackey, back to back to back to back Iditarod champion. And it's official, he's across the line.
These are my heroes right here. These are my heroes right here. Hi, guys. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You've done something that'll never be repeated, son.
Mackey going to his dog team, congratulating his dogs. As we see that, let's welcome Kevin Wells to the back of our finish truck.
Absolutely, thank you.
How you doing, Kevin?
Doing great. I'm just impressed about the ability this guy has to not only run the race, but it's a year-round process. Iditarod's not only a race, it's a year-round commitment, it's a lifestyle. to turn out 4 championship teams in a row. Basically, you need 2 good generations of dogs, and then the correct navigation and strategy. It's unprecedented. We're witnessing history.
Absolutely, and you heard Dick Mackey say probably never going to happen again, and really.
Yeah, unless he does it.
It's impressive. It really is impressive.
Right behind the truck.
One of the things noticing as the dogs come through, this is such a stark difference for these dogs. You know, they spent hundreds of miles in the wilderness by themselves, and suddenly there's thousands of people, and they're navigating past cars and trucks and people cheering. I think that's just I'm impressed by the dogs to be able to listen to their driver and be able to come through and get across the finish line without being spooked and acting like it's just part of the race for them.
Well, the ones who've been here before, it is just another part of the race. And I know the experience can be a little overwhelming for if you're a dog to be around all these people, but Lance has them trained well, and that's kind of where this whole process begins.
How do you train your dogs like that, Bruce?
A lot of time, a lot of effort.
I'm glad it wasn't 20 more miles if I have company. But, okay. Yeah, there's sleeping bags, no shoes. Ags.
They're actually going through the sled bag now, making sure Lance has all the required equipment so he can officially be official 4-time champ.
I think Lance just said 20 more miles we would have had company. I think Hans Gott needs to be commended as well here for the job he's done beating Lance in the Quest and then turning in an extremely fast Iditarod.
Kind of an interesting fact. Hans Gott, Lance Mackey 1 and 2 in the Yukon Quest. Lance Mackey, Hans Gott 1-2 in the Iditarod. That says something about those kennels.
Well, how about the another first for Mackey, the first musher to win the Iditarod after running the Quest and not winning it.
He's going to get his name in the record books one way or the other. Huh?
Checking out.
Musher's required to have an axe, a sleeping bag, some promotional mail, booties for the dogs, food for the dogs, food for themselves.
Test 1, 2, 3.
And once it's been determined that Lance has all of that equipment, they
If
will
we never
officially
get the
declare
young
him the
fellow back
champion.
here, why, we'll get him to sign out and we'll get him officially in off the trail.
That's the voice of
by all means,
Neil Rasmussen, former Nome
made
mayor.
it by the skin of his chin, arriving in Nome just a few seconds short of being a 9-day race. Lance busy snacking his dogs.
That's something we noticed
more
too.
important than
We see that the mushers,
fine animals that brought him
they
all the
won
way
the race,
to
but
Nome.
they're still
Lance,
thrilled
you
to be
suppose we
here.
can get a
and-
signature here
but
for
they're
you?
still taking care of the dogs.
Oh,
They've still
officially
got
here?
work to do, chores to do.
No, I think you want to be officially here.
I do, and I'll make this one legible. The last ones have been just kind of chicken scratch.
Lance, we want to give you credit, an exceptional 4th win, unprecedented by any means. You arrived here on the 16th, local time, 14:59. I don't know if you know what that means. Everything was in your sled as required by the rules. Your total elapsed time is an 8-day race, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 9 seconds. Hail, hearty welcome.
Oh, yeah. 8 days, huh? Unbelievable. Well, this is for all my fans and the people who believed that it could happen. Because there was a lot of people that didn't believe this was possible, but there's a lot of people who did believe. I drew the right number, number 49. This is representing the whole state of Alaska and the people who believed in me.
Go ahead, Mayor.
Hey, Lance.
Yeah. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Congratulations. Nice four-peat.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Amazing. You're just one amazing machine.
Well, I told my dad I think I got one more in me, though.
Good for you. Good to see you. Welcome on behalf of the City of Nome. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here again, and just an amazing welcome as usual. The crowd outside the city was as big and bigger than ever.
Good. A lot of people on the road.
Oh yeah, and just you know, cheering as if it was my first one.
Wonderful.
You know, that's special to me.
Great. Well, I'll let you take care of business. Good to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lance, let's ask you a few questions first before we get you on to other business. Wow. 4 in a row. Assess this for us. In your wildest dreams?
Well, you know, I don't know, I guess. You know, we planned all year to come do exactly what we did. And I'll tell you, to be honest with you, I didn't know if it was going to be possible or not. With the field of teams and the mushers that are so focused at the moment on beating me, midway through the race, I didn't know if I was going to be able to pull it off. And I knew I had my hands full from the get-go. But I played it pretty conservative at the beginning and right into the right moment. You know, and the thing that I've done, I think, good in the past and up till now is judge my dogs on what they're capable of doing at the time of need. And again, I felt I made the right decision at the time of need, and then we capitalized on it. You know, I said before this race even started, I had 7 dogs in this team that will go to the end of the earth for me, and 9 more that was willing to try. And that, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter where I place. You know, I got the relationship with the team, and that is more rewarding than any truck I win or the position I come in. But as I say that, you know, I'm looking forward to choosing another color for a truck. And, you know, my hero, I said years ago, was Rod Udd, and that hasn't changed at all. The guy's an amazing contributor to this race. But you know, the dogs are the one that did most of the work, and I've got an amazing team with a lot of young superstars and a bright future with them. So I'll probably be back next year.
Probably.
I don't see why not. I love this race and the fans and just the, you know, unfortunately I'm a little beat up, and I got to think about myself, you know, pretty soon. I can only be so tough so long. So we got a son that wants to do this race, and I think it'd be equally as proud to see him finish it as it would win in a 5th one. So we'll see how that goes.
The first to win 4 in a row. Can you talk about the process of building a dog team to be able to accomplish that?
Well, I think a lot of it just has to do with pure determination and the doubters. And the people who, you know, even the doctors who said I would never race dogs again doubted what I was able to do. You know, people are easy to judge and doubt somebody's ability, but the mind is a very powerful thing. And I was taught, even as a young boy, if you put your mind to something, you can do anything you want. And that's basically how I've approached this sport. Full bore, not looking back and not listening to any of the doubters. You know, yeah, I'm realistic in the fact it's a dog race and anything can happen, but again, I think I judge my team accordingly, and the outcome has been rewarding. So, although I don't think I'll ever be disappointed in their performance. Like I said, they might not be the fastest team in this race, but I think they got the biggest hearts.
Lance Mackey, Iditarod 38 champion. Congratulations.
Oh man, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. Absolutely amazing. Thank you guys very much.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back more from Iditarod 38, the finish. Lance Mackey, the champ.
Live coverage of the finish of Iditarod 38 is brought to you by GCI. Nobody connects more of Alaska than GCI. Anchorage Chrysler Dodge, principal partner of the Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race. ExxonMobil, taking on the world's toughest energy challenges.
Welcome back to Front Street in Nome. Lance Mackey, the victor in Iditarod 38. To the victor go the spoils, and Greg Heister is down on the chute with Lance and the spoils.
Hey, Lance, come on over. We got this mighty big check to get you. Wells Fargo to present.
Well, Lance,
I gotta go this side if I guess.
Congratulations and welcome to Nome.
Thanks, Phil.
You know, I want to thank you in advance for coming in midday and for bringing in this beautiful weather. Your performance this year is truly epic. 4 back-to-back wins, and as my understanding is, you missed the record by only like an hour and a half. Tremendous performance.
I had no idea. I would have sped up a little bit.
Yeah, your energy, focus, and dedication to the race is truly commendable, and you have earned the right to be champion of the 38th Iditarod. So congratulations.
Yeah, that sounds so good.
And with that, Lance, I do have a very large check for $50,000 with your name on it. So on behalf of Wells Fargo, thank you very much. You're a champion.
Oh, on behalf of me, thank you, Wells Fargo.
Don't lean on your sled. They're taking the other dogs.
Okay.
So congratulations, Lance.
There's a radio that belongs to...
Thank you, Wells Fargo. Thank you, Lance Mackey. Hey, Lance.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to get a few more photos first. Thank you again, Wells Fargo. Well, since 1997, Anchorage Chrysler Dodge has supported the Iditarod, providing one of the most coveted prizes, a brand new truck to the winner. This year, the winner struck a 2010 Dodge Laramie 4x4 quad cab. And with us tonight, of course, Mr. Rod Udd from Anchorage Chrysler Dodge to present the keys to Mr. Lance Mackey. And Rod, I think he likes it.
Hey, I think so too. Doggone, here you go, Lance.
Oh man,
There's the key to a new truck.
It's beautiful.
And
it's beautiful.
If I could do it again, I'll do it again next year. And you can be the winner 5 times in a row.
I like that idea.
Or is it 4 times?
I like that idea.
The truck. Okay.
Rod, you've always been a hero of mine.
Well,
you know, I really appreciate what you do for our race and the winner in particular.
Well,
these trucks are a pleasure to drive, and it's just a real treat. I look forward to coming down and picking out another nice Dodge here.
I'll tell you what, I've been to every continent on Earth, including Antarctica. And Nome, Alaska is one of my favorite places.
I can't say as a blame you.
If it wasn't for guys like you, I wouldn't really have a chance to come up here. And the Iditarod is probably the best example on Earth of operation of man and animals together to be winners, okay?
Absolutely.
And congratulations again.
Sir, again, it's a real treat and a pleasure to see you here.
Rick and Rod, let me get a picture of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anchorage Chrysler Dodge Rod Udd, a brand new pickup for Lance Mackey.
Major sponsorship of Channel 2's coverage of Iditarod 38 is provided by ExxonMobil and GCI, with support from Wells Fargo.
Welcome back to Iditarod 38. The finish of the race, Lance Mackey picking up some kudos and some nice prizes down on the chute with Lance. The winner is Greg Heister. Greg?
Thanks, Carp. Well, there's so many great sponsors of the Iditarod sled dog race. The official telecommunications sponsor, GCI, has been with us once again all along the trail. And this is Gary Samuelson from Nome's GCI office. He's here tonight. Gary.
Lance, the Iditarod Trail connects all of Alaska just like GCI connects the last frontier with the largest telecommunication network. Lance Mackey, since you are the latest winner of the Iditarod, GCI presents you with the latest wireless technology, the HTC Hero smartphone, and 1 year of cell phone service. GCI is proud to sponsor you and this Iditarod as well.
Yeah, well, I think GCI, I'm not sure how I need to call at the moment. Oh, you guys are incredible, and again, I want to say thanks to the, the contributions you make to the race, and not just the finish. The awards along the way, they're real special to the people who receive them. We look forward to racing to those midway places as well. And, yeah, GCI has always been a real good supporter of the race, and mine personal. So Thank you very much. It's a real treat to see you. And
congratulations and welcome back to Nome, Alaska.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
I can hold on to it.
Yes, with you. I'll lose it. I think I got a couple more things to do.
Thank you, GCI. Lance Mackey, one more. Our final presentation from ExxonMobil, Representative Dale Pittman's here. Dale, come on over.
Hey. Good to see you again.
Lance, you know, ExxonMobil has been proud to sponsor the Iditarod for the past 32 years, but we've never been prouder than be here with you today with your record fourth win. Thanks very much and congratulations.
Thank you. It's a real honor to be here and just be affiliated with the race. And, you know, I was probably just a little boy when you guys started, but it's nice to see you here.
Thanks again. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Exxon. Lance Mackey, time now to present the roses. They went to get the dogs, but we can bring you out anyways.
I tell you what, this never gets old. This never gets old.
Sit down and enjoy.
So, Lance, tell us who's going to be joining you.
Say again?
What dogs are going to be joining you out here?
Rev and Maple, I'm pretty sure that's who they're grabbing. I didn't even ask, but those are the two that should be here if not. Maple basically ran the whole race in lead as a 3-year-old. She was the one that brought me to victory last year and got recognition for that as we dove underneath a truck coming on the front street last year. She learned from that episode and pulled us down here fairly smooth today. There was a heck of a lot of people and not much room, so they were a little hesitant to come through there, but nonetheless, we made it.
Hey, talk about your competitors over the last couple of days. Hans Gott, Jeff King, two of the great names in long-distance mushing, Lance. You were up against two great ones.
Absolutely. They are as good as anybody in this sport. If you're gonna race against somebody of that caliber, you got to be on your toes at all times. I got beat by Hans earlier in the year with that team in the Yukon Quest, and I knew it was a little bit faster this year than I was right from the get-go. And Jeff, he's always a stiff competitor. If you're going to win this race, you got to beat him. So those were the two main characters I was looking at, as well as Johnny Baker and Mitch Seavey. I thought those were the top guns this year. Not to exclude anybody else. There's a lot of great teams in this race, but those are the ones I was focusing on the most. And I had to adjust my strategy and my approach a little bit accordingly. It's been no secret for years I'm willing to gamble, not at the expense of my team, hopefully. and again, they stood strong and did everything I asked them to do. But we gambled early on the river, and I did a monster run from Nulato over to Unalakleet. To be quite honest with you, at that point in time, it didn't look like I had the team to pull off a victory. I thought Jeff and maybe Hans. I was thinking Jeff, and he was looking like he was going to have a sweep of the wards along the way, and a victory as well. And I wanted to spoil his fun a little bit and at least take one of them awards away from him. So I made a little push to get to Unalakleet, and it worked. I capitalized on that hour-and-a-half, 2-hour lead that I had acquired at that point. And then I just had to maintain it, knowing that Hans, and again, at that time I was running about the same speed and a little bit faster than Jeff, but I was losing ground to Hans. And, again, I just had to stay focused and not get discouraged by the team that was going a little slower. The one thing that they did the whole time, as good or better than any team I seen out there, was eat. It didn't matter what I gave them, what time of day, or how much, they ate it all every single time. And as long as they do that, I can keep moving when other teams can't. So
tell us about that. Your dogs always eat well. What is it? Genetics? You've worked this in?
Well, I mean, it's part of training, and yeah, we knowing this is going to be part of our routine here. I practice at home when they're babies. If we have a litter of 8. Well, I give them seven puppies worth of food, Somebody's going to get a little lean there, and pretty soon it's not an issue when you throw something down for them to eat. They go for it every time. So you can teach a dog how to eat as well, you know.
This was the first year, obviously, for drug testing on the Iditarod, the mushers. That's after that rule was implemented after you came off of 3 straight wins. A lot of people were saying that that rule was to target you. What's your reaction to that? I mean, did it make you angry? Did it inspire you? Did it push you harder?
It apparently didn't change the outcome of the race. I felt there was a little bit of finger pointing, absolutely. I guess I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Did it make you angry when you heard about that and the assumption that that rule was being made to target you?
No, I don't think it was pointed at me specifically. I think there was just a lot of people, or some people anyway, that are looking for a reason, you know, or an excuse. You know, how can I do this in a few short years, and somebody that's been in this sport for 30+ years can't accomplish 1 victory? So there's always a lot of doubters.